Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Kaira and I am a master personal trainer. I'm also the founder of VV Rocks, which is a fitness, health and wellness platform designed around the different arcs and chapters of a woman's life. And I'm delighted to have you here tonight because I'm going to take you through how to create a 1-month personal training fitness plan without the cost of a personal trainer. Okay, so join me for this. It's going to be a really cool presentation. I hope you get a lot from it. I'm just going to share my screen now so that you can see everything that we're going to go through, and we're going to kick off in about 2 seconds. Okay, welcome to VV Rocks, Training Yourself, a fitness guide for busy women. I'm going to go through different ways to engage in fitness self-care, which may be new terminology for you, but why not? We talk about self-care pretty much all the time. We talk about fitness. Why don't we merge them together? Because that is, in essence, what it's all about. It's taking care of you in a fitness manner. My name is Michelle Kaira. I'm founder and CEO of VV Rocks. Let's get started. Some gentle reminders. As we go through this session, here are some rules and reminders just to keep this in the back of your mind. If you're joining me live, turn your camera on or off, whatever it is that you feel comfortable with, but keep your mic on mute just so that we can get through the presentation. Please take any notes you like. I will be saving and recording this presentation, and it is available after the event. If you have some notes you want to take yourself or some questions that you want to write down, then please feel free to do that. And you can send in any questions via the chat function if you're watching this live, or via @myvvrocks. And I'm going to suggest Twitter because that's the quickest way to kind of get an answer. So Twitter would be the best social media if you're watching this on replay, and I'll answer any questions after any segment, okay? Our lineup for this afternoon, here are the topics that we'll be discussing. Quite a lot, quite jam-packed. First thing is, what is fitness and what is fitness self-care? You might not have heard of this phrase. I think I've just made it up. So mark this date, fitness self-care. We're going to look at the benefits of fitness, and then we're going to look at fitness self-care and guilt, the guilt that's associated with taking time out for yourself. Does it exist? I say it does, and we're going to look at that. We're going to understand the different fitness zones and working out which fitness zone you're in now, which is critical to creating any plan for yourself to succeed. You need to know where you're going to start, okay? So we're going to work on that. We're going to talk about the different lengths of workouts, and I'm going to go through different planners with you and what will work with your life. Every single person has a different life. A lot of people, I was speaking to one yesterday, get up super early in the morning, get their workout done and dusted before their daily duties and tasks are due. So whether you are a parent, whether you are a caregiver, whether you are single and you still have pets to look after, maybe you are working away from home quite a bit, maybe you work from home all the time, maybe you work in an office. It really just depends. So different people have different lives, and we're trying to work out what will fit with your life. And the essence of doing that is to try and create a habit. How do we create that habit? And then we're going to get a handle on how to set very small and short duration goals. Short goal setting is actually pretty critical when it comes to starting up a fitness plan. We can often think about, in 4 months' time, why don't we look at 4 days' time? Why don't we look at this week? What can we achieve this week? What is it we can try and do to make sure fitness, health, and wellness is embedded for this week? So that's the lineup. I hope it's everything you were looking for. Getting to know me. I'm Michelle. I'm the founder and CEO of VV Rocks. VV Rocks is a fitness health and platform that I designed specifically for women, and I've opened up with 2 zones that I'm super passionate about. The first zone is the mama zone, and the second zone is the menopause zone. I want to expand and do other zones, which might include puberty, just so that we are covering the complete arc of the female life, okay? What's really quite important and interesting is to look at menstrual health, which starts at a young age and goes all the way up to postmenopause, and to see, does that impact you in any way? And if it does, how do we then use that and pull that into your fitness and your health and your wellness journey throughout your life? I've been a personal trainer since early 2010, kicking off my first company with in-person personal training classes and specializing with working with amazing clients with high pressure jobs and lives, and that includes mums. I preach all the time about fitness, wellness, self-care, and work-life balance. The work-life balance part, I often substitute the word balance and kick in the word flow, especially when I'm dealing with a client who is really not able to create an equilibrium. I call it a flow, and I say you can ebb and flow. One week you might be full on with work, less time for play. Next week you've got more time for play because your work has calmed down. So that's what I mean by flow. I love working with clients all around the world. I do a lot of work in person and online, and I like to help people to find a way to embrace fitness and self-care no matter what their budget is or their lives. I'm always here to help. That's really important for me, that even if you have not a single penny to put towards your fitness journey, that I can actually give you some solutions, and I'm more than happy to do that. So let's dive straight in. What is fitness and what is fitness self-care? Fitness is the condition of being physically fit and healthy. Self-care is literally that, taking care of yourself and addressing your needs. Putting them together, we get fitness self-care, which is taking care of your physical fitness and addressing your lifestyle needs. Fitness self-care improves your overall health. We know the benefits of a regular physical activity lifestyle, but sometimes it's really tough to try and embrace that. So let's go through the facts that we know, just to try and embed that during today's session. It helps to lower stress, which is linked to pretty much everything, but is linked to lowering blood pressure and giving you a better sleep. The benefits of regular fitness and physical activity include reducing your risk of a heart attack, managing your weight better, having a lower blood cholesterol level, lowering the risk of type 2 diabetes and some cancers, to have lower blood pressure, to have strong bones, muscles, and joints, and lower the risk of developing osteoporosis. It also helps you to lower your risk of falls. Okay, all of that becomes really interesting and really important when you get to about the age of 35 onwards, when you're starting to make sure prevention is the cure. Okay, so you're trying to put in place a brilliant, fit and healthy lifestyle that helps support you through potentially pregnancies, right through into perimenopause and then on to menopause. Okay. Fitness self-care also boosts self-esteem. Treating yourself with kindness helps you see yourself in a more positive light. And this is really important. I see so many clients every single week that are a little bit down on themselves because they don't have the self-esteem. Fitness self-care improves your focus. The less stress and burned out you feel, the more you can focus on your tasks. Again, this is really topical when we start to talk about menopause and menopause in the workplace specifically, where we look at women who are feeling pushed out of their work, pushed out of their jobs because of some of the symptoms of menopause. And they are trying to, with all they can, focus, reduce their stress, feel less burned out, and they're trying to figure out, what can I do? Hormone replacement therapy is a clear winner. There is also lifestyle changes, and fitness self-care is exactly that. Fitness self-care also means setting your boundaries, and this can be really tough, especially if you are a people pleaser. You are somebody who says yes to quite a lot, and you finally realize you've reduced yourself and your time and your space to this tiny little ball. Stop making excuses and postponing, taking time for yourself. Don't do that anymore. Who gets a side of guilt with their serving of self-care? This is something I think a lot of women go through. Whenever they carve out a bit of me time, they look at the opportunity cost. What could I have been doing during that time? Is there something else I should have been doing? Or is everything else done and now I've got this tiny 10-minute zone to do something for me? Okay. Here's the fact. Saying yes to yourself often means saying no to other people. It's a complete priority for your physical and mental health to say yes to your fitness journey. Our choice of words may unwittingly cause self-care shame. And I've noted down some sentences here that I have heard from my clients. If they are a little bit ashamed of their body, their fitness level, their abilities, their ability to do a workout, this is what I hear. I can't do this. I'm so sorry, I'm so slow. My arms are so weak. I don't have any time. I'm so useless. These words and these phrases are being embedded into you to say, my arms, for example, my arms are so weak. I can't do these push-ups. These push-ups are really tough. They're too hard for me. They're too difficult for me. It's too much for me. Instead of, how do I do this push-up? How do I start this push-up routine? Surely there must be an easy version of a push-up that is for my level right now so that I can get into doing push-ups and start to feel good that I completed 10 repetitions. Okay, so listen to the words that you're using that are automatically setting in your mindset of, this is not for me. Okay. Social media is wonderful. It really is. It's fun to use the hashtags Fitspo or Gym Bunny, but 80% of posts from women are just them meeting their basic needs like eating or having a bubble bath. What about meeting their physical activity needs? This statistic is really tough to read for me. It was done by the Women's Sport UK research and data that they completed in around 2018. A third of women aged 41 to 60 are not meeting the Chief Medical Officer's guidelines of 150 minutes per week of exercise, and 1/5 are not achieving even 30 minutes per week. That stat is really, really concerning. The Chief Medical Officer in just about every country globally has set the standard of 150 minutes per week. It's been approved by the World Health Organization, the WHO, and this should serve as a bit of a target for you to aim for every single week. But we now know in the UK that a third of women are not meeting 150 minutes, and 1/5 are not even getting to 30 minutes per week. Okay. Physical activity is anything that gets your body moving. Each week, adults need 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity and 2 days of muscle strengthening activity. So let's have a look. What is moderate and what is vigorous? And it's important for us to know this because when we are starting to plan a 1-month fitness plan, we want to make sure that we are getting somewhere close to 150 minutes per week, and we want to make sure we're ticking the box. Is it moderate? Is it vigorous? Is it strength? What is it that we are doing? Moderate intensity, aerobic physical activity means you're working hard enough to raise your heart rate and break a sweat. One way to tell if it's moderate intensity aerobic activity is that you'll be able to talk, but not sing the words to your favorite song. Pretty good way of figuring it out. Here are some examples of what you can do that require moderate effort. Walking fast, doing water aerobics, riding a bike on level ground or with a few hills, playing doubles tennis, pushing a lawnmower. Tons of variety there, lots of examples. So when you're hearing 150 minutes per week, don't be thinking, how am I going to fit that in? Look at what you're already doing. Walking fast could literally be getting off the bus 3 stops early and walking fast to get to your workplace, okay? Vigorous intensity aerobic activity means you're breathing hard and fast and your heart rate has gone up quite a bit. You may use the talk test to gauge the intensity of your aerobic physical activity. If you're being active at a vigorous level, you won't be able to say more than a few words without pausing for breath. Here are some examples of activities that require vigorous effort. Jogging or running. For sure, I can't be having a big conversation when I'm jogging or running. Swimming laps, the exact same. I can maybe acknowledge the swimmer next to me, but I'm not saying even hi to that person. Riding a bike fast or on hills. Playing singles tennis, playing basketball. So there's some examples of what you've got, the difference between moderate and vigorous. When you've figured that part out, the next important thing to do for you specifically is to work out what zone am I in. So I know how much I have to do per week, but actually, what level am I at? And I have separated this into health, fitness, and sport. And in the health zone, this is what you could be doing per week. 3 exercise sessions of at least 20 to 25 minutes each. At least 1 day of active rest in between those exercise sessions, plus at least 20 minutes of walking each day. So think about the commute to work, walking the dog, out for just listening to a podcast, listening to your favorite radio station. And here is the example. 3 sessions of 20 to 25 minutes each. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday ticks the box. You've got a day of rest in between. Let's say that you work in an office, but you have a local park. You're entitled to a lunch break, so you decide to use that lunch break as your time to do your workout. So take your session in the local park for 30 minutes from 12:30 till 1. The time you warm up, well, walk there, the time you warm up, the time you do your workout, the time you cool down and stretch, you're done and dusted in 20 to 30 minutes. Also on a Monday and Friday, you're walking from work at least 15 minutes before getting your usual bus home. And the other 5 minutes, because we're trying to get up to 20 minutes a day, could be walking to and from the park at lunchtime, plus walking from the bus stop to your house. So you see, you're grasping at just about anything and everything you can to look at and add that up to say, where can I get to close to 150 minutes per week? 3 sessions per week at, say, 20 minutes. That's 1 hour, that's 60 minutes. All of this other time, 20 minutes per day, you've got 20 minutes and you've got 5 days, Monday through Friday. So that's 100 minutes there. So that's you up to 160 minutes already. That doesn't include your weekend, Saturday and Sunday. You can add into these out for a walk around the local park with friends, dog walking, a little bit of gardening, maybe you're doing that lawn mowing. So you can see in the health zone where you might be, if I was saying health, I would be talking about somebody who is perhaps very new into fitness, is maybe recovering from an injury, who is maybe in the very early stages of postpartum. They could be in pregnancy, in the health zone. They could have had an injury and they're recuperating. There are lots of different reasons you'd be in the health zone. Age could be something to do with that too. So somebody who is maybe elderly would be in the health zone. They're keeping active, they're keeping healthy, okay? So if this is you, this is what your plan could look like. You're doing exercising for around 20 to 25 minutes. You're taking at least 1 day of active rest in between, and you're doing 20 minutes of walking every day, and that will hit your 150 per week. Let's take a look at the fitness zone. If you are in the fitness zone, I would suggest that you're someone who is already probably into fitness. You're already active. You are maybe a gym membership holder, or you go to some fitness classes. But if you're in the fitness zone, I would suggest to me that you're already doing working out. So to create a 1 month plan, maybe in this zone where you're physically fit, or you feel like you're physically fit, you can do sessions, you can do workouts. Maybe your restriction here is time, and you don't really know where to find the time, or you're scattered with work. So you're trying to figure out, how do I pull this together a little bit? How do I get a plan organized? Because often we think of people who are physically fit, that they've got this nailed, they understand what they're doing. They do understand what they're doing. They are accustomed to the exercises. They don't need a lot of instruction when it comes to exercises, but maybe they're looking for the new exercise. Maybe they're looking for help with intensity. Maybe they don't feel they're going intense enough. Maybe they need direction and a firmer plan. I've trained clients in the past in the fitness zone who needed a personal training appointment, because otherwise they just would not have come to a session. They would not have done a session on their own. So for a fitness zone person, I would say that you're moving quite a lot from this moderate intensity to vigorous intensity. You're sharing these two different concepts. So remember, moderate was you could have a conversation-ish, but you couldn't sing very much. Whereas vigorous is you're not able to say very much, and you definitely are not singing. So somebody in the fitness zone is probably mixing these two intensities quite well. Okay, so when we're looking at that, I'm thinking about 4 sessions of at least 30 to 40 minutes each, at least 1 day of active rest in between these exercise sessions, and at least 20 minutes of walking each day. So the difference between a health zone person and a fitness zone person is the length of the session. Now that 30 to 45 minutes of 4 exercise sessions per week is your typical length of a fitness class. So again, this could be somebody who is a gym membership holder, or it could be somebody who goes to a private studio, private gym, or they may have some at-home kit and equipment. And this is the workout. This is the plan that I would give them. So I would suggest, again, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I would put Sunday as the session of the 4th session. Okay, now your Monday, Wednesday, Friday, again, I would look at the lunchtime, because I always like to think, if you can get a workout at lunchtime, it seems to fit in with the majority of people. It's not too early where you're getting maybe messed around with your nutrition. It's not too late in the day that you've lost that opportunity. Some people find that if they plan on doing the workout later, it never happens. Something happens, the day goes awry, and they can't get around to it. Lunchtime for me seems to be a really good hot spot, and you do need to take a lunch break anyway, regardless of what you're doing in life. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 30 to 45 minutes of a session, and Sunday, a lunchtime session with a 5K run. So you're doing a little bit more on a Sunday because it's assumed that you've got a little bit more time to dedicate to doing a fitness session. A 5K run on somebody in the fitness zone could take them probably between 20 to 35 minutes, okay? And if they're doing a 30-minute workout, as well, that then gives them a 1 hour workout on a Sunday. So 30 to 45 minutes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then around about an hour on a Sunday. And then we're saying Monday to Friday, walk from work at least 15 minutes before getting my usual bus home. Okay, Saturday and Sunday, you're adding in a family event. Now, I've just put out for a hike with the family. I don't know what it is you do with your family, but if you're with a family, you have kids, you have a partner, then doing something of an activity on the Saturday or the Sunday is something that you could add in. And I would probably suggest you do that the Saturday during the day, or the Sunday after you've done your lunchtime session, your 5K run, and then you go out and you get to your hike. Okay, so seems like quite a lot, but remember, you're in the fitness zone. So you're already geared up to, I'm into fitness. This is something that I enjoy. Brace yourself for the sport zone. Okay, if you're in the sport zone, you are on it. Now, you probably have a sporting event goal in mind, okay? So in this first section, the details, it says, you know, you've probably got something there that you're trying to achieve. I see quite a lot of people who are looking to do mini triathlons, half distance triathlons, full triathlons, cycling sportives. They take up rowing, semi-competitive amateur rowing competitions. They maybe take up winter sports or something in the mountains that requires them to be really concentrating, not just on their fitness levels, but also on their sport level. And the sport level actually means a little bit more than just your moderate intensity and vigorous intensity, but is also incorporating serious nutrition, because you need the right nutrition plan in order to take you into that sport zone. So I've kept this quite low level, and I'm saying that you should be doing a really good mix of cardio workouts, which is this moderate and vigorous intensities, cardio, the heart rate, strength training, and resistance training. Now, strength and resistance training should be part of the health and also the fitness zone. These workouts that I was talking about, the 20-minute workouts at lunchtime or the 30-minute workouts at lunchtime. You should still be incorporating these three techniques, cardio, strength, and resistance. I'm just writing it here in detail because the next sentence is quite important, in line with your sporting event. So if you are doing a CrossFit competition, that is more about muscle strength and resistance training than it is about being light and small and skinny, where you might need that more in a Tour de France race. Okay, so whatever it is that your racing and your sporting event is, you will then need to tweak and twist and change your cardio, strength, and resistance training formats. Mixing up body weight exercises, definitely, which is what you would be doing in the other zones. Interval training for running, cycling, swimming, whatever your technique is, with weight training in the gym. You're trying to keep the interval training and boot camp sessions to a maximum of 40 minutes, and the weight training, do whatever you need in line with your sporting event. So an example, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, alternate lunchtime gym boot camp session with 5K run. So maybe your sporting event is not to bulk up. You want to keep nice and slim and lean and fast and speedy. So maybe it's more of running that you need to be doing. There's a complete difference in when I see clients who are road bikers. There's a difference between a road biking client and the client who has done maybe CrossFit training. Their body shape and their body definition is completely different. So work out what it is that you're doing, and then work out your training based on the event that you're trying to achieve. Suggestion, Monday to Friday, run or bike to and from work. So maybe you're doing long distance training. You have to be training endurance. You have to be getting that distance in. So a lot of times if you're training for a marathon, for an example, or a half marathon, the key and the technique is you have to get the miles in the legs. Okay, that's the phrase. You have to get some miles in the legs. Well, you're not going to be able to do that just going to the gym on a treadmill or going out once a week for a long run. You have to be putting in these miles quite frequently to be building up the muscle memory and the muscle definition and tone and the ability and endurance in your body. So run or bike to and from work. I know plenty of people that do that. Fit in longer cardio endurance training by wrapping these sessions around your work. So if you work from home or odd hours, then consider getting out for a run when you're feeling mentally drained. The fresh air and exercise will boost you up for the rest of your day. What I mean by that is if you are in a job where you are, you're really focusing on stuff. I've noticed this quite a bit with tech people where they are maybe coding for quite some time and they are deep in it. They're engrossed in a piece of work. They can't quite leave it. They want to finish whatever piece they're doing. Accountants are the same. If they're busy on a spreadsheet and they're really, I just want to finish this off. It could be somebody in the creative industry where I need to edit this video. I really just stay there. Sometimes they work beyond the normal hours, so they're really concentrating on something. 3-4 hours passes quite quickly and they are drained. They feel exhausted. Often that's not physically exhausted, that's just mentally exhausted. So at the end of that mentally exhausting period of time, step away from your computer, laptop, whatever piece of work you're doing, and get yourself outside and start to do your training then. You might find, I'm not tired at all. It's mentally exhausted, but physically I'm ready to go for it. Okay, so these are the 3 zones. Figure out which zone you're in, work that out first, and then work out, okay, how many sessions per week do I need to do? If you're somebody that's in the health zone, and you should be doing to get you going into creating a habit and enjoying this, if you are looking at that and saying 3 exercise sessions of about 20 minutes each, but you start to hang out with somebody who's in the fitness zone and they're encouraging you to go to their workouts and to their gym and to the classes they go to, you might find yourself sickened. You're a bit put off. It's a bit too much for you because you're trying to do 4 sessions of 40 minutes a week. And you're like, this is too much for me. You are better to take a longer game on this and say, right, I'm going to start off nice and easy and do 3 sessions per week of 20 minutes. And I'm going to build up. And hopefully by month 2, I'll be able to go and join one of these fitness sessions with my friend. Okay. So that's just to give you an idea of what happens if you're hanging out with somebody who is in a different zone from you and is encouraging you. There's nothing wrong with encouraging you, but particularly if you're in the health zone and you're just kicking off, my advice to you is try and embed something with yourself for at least a month and then join your pal when you get a little bit fitter and more confident in going into the fitness zone. Here are some really diverse ideas of what we would regard as cardio, which is what we're trying to do with this 150 minutes per week, okay? Lots of examples here of things you can do. There are things at the gym, there are sports you can take part in, household chores have been added into the list because we're really trying to encourage everyone to look at everything that they're doing. And we all know that things like cleaning the bathtub actually does take a bit of effort, and you're bending down and you're up and down and, the arms are moving. So why would we not include that kind of exercise and include that activity? We should. Playtime is excellent, especially if you've got young children. Often it can be really tough if you've got young children and you want to constantly be playing, and maybe you're tired yourself and you just want a little bit of rest. Finding things to do with your children and doing simple games where there is a running part involved, where you're running from this bench to the next bench. At that bench, we do jumping jacks. We run back to this bench and we do step ups. We run back to this bench. Something like that, all of a sudden, is great fun for them and it tires them out. And it's good for you as well because you're outdoors and getting some fresh air. Outdoors, you've got lots of different sports, cycling, hiking, snowshoeing, and you can read the rest. And then you've got a ton of classes there. Yoga and Pilates I've put at the bottom. These are really, really interesting exercise activities to put in addition to things that you see above, okay? So definitely don't leave out yoga and Pilates. I see them more as stretching, toning, especially with yoga, mental wellness type sessions. Pilates is really tough at times, especially if you're using Pilates machines. So your body does get a lot from these sessions. But what I'd like you to do is put them as an addition to something else that you're doing. I really want you to try and find a cardio resistance strength program and plan that you can start to build on for your 1 month and add in yoga and Pilates as you go on, rather than do yoga and Pilates as the main thing and then adding on tiny things alongside it. Okay, so flip that around just a little bit till you get into this, and then yoga and Pilates, without a doubt, has a space and place in your plan. So here's an example of a running plan, and I've got weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4 to show you. Now at the bottom, you'll see B equals beginner, I equals intermediate, A equals advanced. I put it like that, and I didn't use health, fitness, and sport like I just explained for the zones, purely because this seems to be the better way to describe it when we're talking about plans, okay? So if you're in the health plan, I would imagine you're a beginner. If you're a fitness a zone, you might be a beginner runner. If you are a sport person, you might not do running at all, so you're a beginner runner. So that's the way to look at this. Look at what I'm trying to plan here. It's running. You will know yourself if you've never done running before and you're a complete beginner. So in the beginner bit, if you look at the plan for week 1, across the top you have the days Monday through Sunday. This is if you want to do a specific running plan only. The second line, the second row is time. So you can see between Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, we have 30 minutes, 20, 30, and 30. So altogether, we've got 1 hour 50. So we've got just shy of 2 hours, okay? So that is not hitting 150 minutes per week. But in addition to that, you might want to do a 20-minute workout at lunchtime. You might want to do throw in a 30-minute workout on the Friday. It's up to you, okay? The suggestion here is for beginner, brisk walk, walking pace, walk, jog, brisk walk with a hill incline. And as you can see, when you go into intermediate and advanced, it does the same thing. It's steady progression in week 1. Okay, we're assuming in week 1 that this is the first time you've done a running plan. Week 2 takes everything up a little bit, and you'll see that in week 2, as a beginner, you're expected to do something every day. Okay, so every day there is something in the plan on week 2. So when I was talking about the health, fitness, and sport zones and giving you suggestions, this walking pace that you see, the 20 minutes, that's me slotting that in for you. I said to walk 20 minutes to and from the bus stop. You can see the 20 minutes has been filtered into here. Okay, so you have that integrated and baked into this plan. Week 3 and week 4 go a similar way. You're increasing duration, you're increasing intensity, you're increasing inclines, you're increasing from walking to jog, you're increasing from jog to run. Okay, so we have things here that help you to progress from, I would say, point 0 into the end of week 4. If you are doing a kind of dancey aerobic Zumba type plan and you are a member of a gym or you're joining some classes, then it's fairly standard. These classes tend to be around 60 minutes. There's nothing you can do about it unless you're doing something online and you could cut that down a bit. But beginners, you've got low impact aerobics, you've got a couple of days of rest, you've got a bit of dancing, and then you've got 3 days of rest. So only 2 sessions per week. That takes you to 120 minutes. Add on the walking that I told you to do to and from the bus stop. That takes you to 150 minutes without any problem. So in week 3, you're hitting that target fairly quickly. Okay, sorry, week 1 to 3 is at the top, and then by week 4 is at the bottom. Okay, so weeks 1 to 3 is the top part, the top section, and by week 4 you will be doing the bottom section. Okay. The bottom section, you'll see that I've added online workout. That's because on a financial level, it may not be financially possible for someone to be paying for so many classes or to be joining a gym where they have to pay a membership every month. So you might find these classes at your local community centre where they're a little bit cheaper. You might find drop-in classes that you can go to, free classes to tempt you into joining a certain gym, but also look for online workouts where you can get free workouts, especially on any of like YouTube, for an example. If you're doing my workouts that I've designed and planned, my workouts are designed from 10 minutes up to 45 minutes in duration. 10-minute workouts are amazing for those who give the excuse. Remember way back at the beginning, I talked about self-care and about self-care shame and people saying, I don't have time because I'm doing everything else for everybody else and my boundaries are not quite strong enough at the moment. I'm not saying no to anything, I'm saying yes to everything, which means I'm saying no to myself. And my excuse is then I have no time. So I designed 10-minute workouts that are super effective, body weight workouts. So for me, I have put that in to all levels, beginners, intermediate and advanced, because each of my workouts, you can mix and match, change the technique of the exercise. So for example, if I'm doing push-ups, I demonstrate a beginner version, an intermediate version and an advanced version. So you don't need to be looking at different videos. You can watch the same video and have different range of people doing that workout. So I have got different workouts there, workouts 1, 2, 3, they all mean something. They're all linked to workouts on YouTube. Week 2 is a favorite of mine. I designed it called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and the accumulator. They're workouts I have designed specifically, and they are around 25 minutes to 35 minutes in duration. And again, on that one, I did do a beginner, an intermediate and advanced version. So you can go and just hit play and do the advanced version with me, okay? Week 2, I've listed that out. Week 3, I've then upped the minutes. I'm trying to get people up to around 20 minutes per day. How do we get that 20-minute workout? So we were back talking about how to schedule this into your weekly diary. When I'm saying to you, you can do this workout at lunchtime, it's a 20 to 30-minute workout, I'm actually giving you the workouts that I know are 10, 15, 20 minutes long. So when you go to the local park and you're thinking, gosh, what will I do? I don't know what to do. What will I do with this? You can look at the workouts I suggest. You can screen print them so that you've got the workout there. You've got the demo videos that you can look at. Or you can just hit play for some of the videos, they're full length, and you can do the workout there. Okay, you don't need to be thinking too much in advance. And again, we go into week 4, and I've added in a week 5 as well, just to show you the difference in what happens when we're trying to get up to 20 minutes and then even taking it up a little bit further, what workouts you can do, how you mix and match them, and how you add variety. As you can see on all of them, beginner, intermediate and advanced, by week 5, you're working out every single day. So when I go back and talk about, wow, you know, should you have a day of rest? By week 5, you're no longer a beginner and an entry level. You could quite easily do a workout every single day, as long as you're being sympathetic to what you're doing in that workout. I have a day of rest between the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and the accumulator on week 5. I have a day of rest in the middle between these two workouts in terms of the duration. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and the accumulator are about 30 to 35 minutes, whereas W12 is a 10-minute workout. Okay, so I know that that's only 10 minutes. So I know that on a Tuesday, even though you did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the Monday, I know on the Tuesday you should be able to do a 10-minute workout. It could be a bar session, it could be a stretching session, it could be an abs and core session, it could be a strength session that is has no cardio. So I have designed this planner so that you are getting a nice range of workouts and exercises. Okay. Fitness self-care doesn't have to be expensive, and it doesn't have to be time-consuming either. You can find workouts for absolutely for free. And you can find workouts that fit in with your lifestyle, 10, 15, 20 minutes per day, that extra walk when you get off the bus early, incorporating your family life into a session at the weekend. And I'm here to help you to get started. Not only do I have these planners that I can send you out and you can look at them and try and work out how is this fitting in with my life, I've also created a private fitness group for you. I'm going to put the link into the chat at the end of the session. And if you are in the follow-up session and you're just watching this on demand, please feel free to send a message to me on Twitter at myvvrocks. Get in touch and I'll send you the link to join the 1 month fitness, okay? I will list all of the videos that are in there that are on my workouts, and I'll help you to get started and to really make 1 month successful. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your time, and I really want to wish you the very best with this. You deserve to have fitness self-care as a priority in your life, and I really hope that today has been something of a wake-up call for you if you're not currently doing this. Make it a priority. Make sure that you put yourself first for once. Feel free to DM me at any time on social media, and thank you so much. I'm going to send you a certificate of participation when you get to this end of it. Drop me a note and tell me you've went through this, and I will send that to you. Thanks so much.